What's good with the YouTube? You already know Big Flocka with a convict's perspective. And I'm going to smash, dash, and slide on through with that little bit of energy. What's cracking? Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do everything to help support this channel. As you know, we reached 30 plus K today, man. And we're going to have a cash raffle. If you don't know about it, check out the community post. $5 entry. First place is 300, second place is 150, and third place will be 100. We're going to start with the third place is going to be the first winner, second, and then we're going to get off to the finale. Okay, so check this out. Yeah, we're going to do that tonight, guys. So this next case we're going to be discussing is about a Mongol who yesterday pled no contest to, I think, voluntary manslaughter and used a firearm on an officer, David Martinez. Okay, 8 years ago, the cops were conducting a raid. And October 28th, I think this is in the San Gabriel area. You know, apparently this dude Martinez had a certain metal door, screen door, in front of a wooden door. So it was really hard for them to gain entry. And on his account, he was sleeping. Shotgun was next to his bed. He thought his dad was getting up for work when he heard a lot of noise. And so next thing you know, he heard a barge like they were coming up in there. So he grabbed the shotgun and started firing. Okay. No, he says that no one at any time said search warrant, SWAT team, or any of that kind of stuff. Now, he's alleging that he was considering leaving the Mongols at that time and was thinking that the Mongols were actually there to get him. Okay. Now, he's gone on trial for first degree and second degree murder. Beat the case both times, right? Now, the DA's alleging that he still has his Mongol tattoos and he still communicates with other Mongols and that he had methamphetamine in his system. Now, the methamphetamine isn't really relevant because that methamphetamine could have been from 3 days before, 2 days before. He could have been coming down and crashing on it. You still have it in your system. Okay, so allegedly the officer that died, let me get his name real quick. And yeah, these kind of cases kind of surprised me when they happen, man. The officer's name, he was part of the, wow, this was a SWAT team that was specialized in going after Mongols, believe it or not. Okay, let me see. Here we go. The name of the Diamond. That was the police officer's name was Diamond. He was a 16-year law enforcement veteran, and he worked with the Los Angeles and Montebello police departments. He died at Pasadena Huntington Memorial. Okay. Yeah, they were part of the officer was part of a multi-agency operation targeting the Mongols with search warrants. So they do that from time to time. They let you all catch little warrants or a little, like, even if it's petty, and then they'll go after everybody all at once and get you off the streets at the same time and see if they can gather any information. Now, apparently Martinez is slated to go for sentencing on January 17th. His attorneys are hoping to get him out. The DA wants to seek a higher sentence because they failed twice on this guy. And he pled guilty to this case at the mercy of the court, which you have the discretion of doing. It's not always advised because that's going to leave the judge's final say-so on the order. Now, when you have a deal with a district attorney, a judge can still sentence you outside of that realm if he sees necessary, as long as it benefits you. But leaving at the mercy of the courts, man, can fuck you over too, man. And I think that it depends which side of the law that this judge is going to decide on. I went in front of a Romero hearing and left myself on the mercy of the courts, and I ended up getting time. It doesn't always work out. Now, I'm looking at this case from a whole different type of perspective. There was a similar case to this that happened in Florida where they used grenades. They didn't announce they were cops or anything, and they started firing in the house, and he was firing back, and in the process of them firing back at the guy, at this black male out there in Florida, they shot his girlfriend, killed her. They charged him with murder, and he fought that. Look, I didn't know who you were, this and that. You barged in my house. I defended my house. Now, their biggest claim was he wasn't supposed to have a gun on him, which I understand that. But at the same time, most people are going to do by all means necessary to protect themselves. You know, it does not give police the right to come in and do search warrants without even acknowledging who they are. I was at a raid out there in Livermore one time, and it was the squad out there. And when they came up in there, they literally just fucking ran up in the house. Literally ran up in the house. They fucking threw me on the floor. I go to do this, they kicked me in the back. And they didn't even, not at all, acknowledge that they were fucking there on a search warrant or anything. San Jose, same thing. There's a lot of police departments that do that. They want to get in there and try to get any type of product or any type of things they think you have, so they're not going to announce who they are. Now, if you don't have a felony and you're able to have a gun, Even if you don't, even if you are a felon, you have a gun. Does that give law enforcement the right to just rage up in your house, even if they have a search warrant? Aren't they supposed to at least announce themselves and give you the opportunity to let them in? You know, a lot of times they want to breach that door ahead of time so they can gather product. You don't know how many times I've had my house hit, you know what I mean? And they went up in there because I was on probation, didn't have a search warrant, but they would just try to find a reason to go up in there, and they would find nothing. I had a fucking front door for like 2 days, no front door one time, literally. You know, and they never ever announce, okay, this is the police, we have a search warrant. Not one time. You know, but they'll go to the neighbor's house over here, you know, when they get a low call about the neighbors fighting, and they'll be like, hey, we've got a call, ma'am. Are you guys okay in there? You know, and what do you expect from people that live in that lifestyle? You never know who's behind that door. And nowadays, you got individuals who will dress up like cops and kick in doors. You know, got people pulling people over like that too. So I've never been a fan of the search warrants. You know what I'm saying? I get if it's a murder case or something like that and they're looking for someone, you know, but just to execute search warrants that are petty, just to have a reason to go up in there and hoping that you find something else, you know, that's what they're doing it for. They're not doing it because they're trying to get the arrest. They're trying to see if you have anything else to build an even bigger case against you. You know, that's what I have an issue with. You know, the system gives law enforcement too much free reign at times and liberties when all they're supposed to do is be the enforcers that uphold the law. That's a responsibility. That's the oath that they take. And when they don't fall in accordance to that and they go outside those guidelines, they at times have to be held accountable. This officer lost his life. Now, granted, the man's been down for 8 years. You know, was it necessary? I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what he was thinking. Now, he was high on meth, they say. And so motherfuckers on meth sometimes will start thinking some crazy shit. But then again, that just doesn't give law enforcement the right just to do as they do. You know, I've been a firm believer that the execution of search warrants has been one of the biggest abuses, I think, in the system, because they just find a reason just to do what they do. You know, but you know what's also interesting about these cases, right? If this was a Sureño, if this was a Norteño, if this was a Crip, a Bay Area cat, whatever, right? He probably would have got found guilty of probably second-degree murder at worst. But it seems like the MC Club, they got everything dialed in, that they have the right attorneys, the right associations, that when they catch cases like this, for some reason, they do all right. You know? And, you know, all these MC Clubs have been in the news lately, man. And you would think that they'd want less scrutiny. You know, ever since that incident with Little Dave, you know, and the Mongols, you start to see more articles about the Mongols everywhere, you know. Even recently, the Red and White, you know, for the incident in Nevada, to what happened over there at Shoreline. And, you know, they're getting active out in the streets, man. And I don't know if there's something more to it, but, you know, they're able to wiggle. They're able to get away with a lot of cases and charges, man. And I'm not faulting them for that. You know, I commend them for being able to do that. You know, it's just ironic how the system sometimes works. You know, I'm surprised he even took a deal on this one. You know, but California doesn't really have, I don't think California really has a defensive law when it comes to murder. I think to them, murder's murder no matter what. You know, only one time have I seen someone murder somebody and get found, they were still found guilty, but they didn't do much time. And that was an individual in juvenile hall where they tried to rush him with bats and guns and he shot back and killed one of them. He actually had a good lawyer and got self-defense. But other than that, I've never, ever met anybody say, hey, what are you in here for? Oh, self-defense murder. Not one time. You know, I think Texas has certain laws. I think New Mexico has strict laws. And I think Arizona has some flexible laws when it comes to guns out there as well. But in Texas, you can stand your ground state, which is a trip. Someone gets at you and you got your firearm, they got their firearm. If they get out of line, you know, you could claim self-defense. It happens all the time, man. And the unfortunate thing is, what you consider self-defense, the next person may not take it as that. So you're going out to Texas, you better be careful, man. Them cowboys ain't joking around, man. They'll bust a cap in your ass real quick. Anyways, real quick spill. Check out the live tonight, man. We're going to do the raffle. Appreciate every one of you guys, man. You guys have a good day. I'm out.